Well, joining me now to talk more about the future of 3D printing is Tao Zhang. He's founder and managing director of Dao Ventures, an investment firm with offices in both the US and China. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So let's start with the companies and the countries that are really leading the way in this 3D printing sector.
Well, basically the US and Germany are leading the way right now, but China and Australia and some other Asian countries are catching up.
And how are they catching up? What are some of the industries that they're focusing on?
Well, they're focusing on a diverse, sectors, like a spectrum of sectors. So from, like machine parts, car parts, toys, medical products, even guns, right? So it depends, which industry sector we're looking at.
And it certainly seems like the possibilities are endless. So where would you say, like in terms of the amount of investments that are coming into this sector, what are we looking at?
I think all the, like 3D printing technology companies are still kind of niche players right now. If you look at investment, size of investment, compare with like investment going to AI, blockchain, the kind of technology, they're still not that big, but it is catching up. You look at the size of US investment going into 3D printing technologies, like in the first half of 2018, that's like $600 million. So it's definitely catching up. And that's much bigger than all the investments made into 3D printing technologies in the previous few years as combined.
And how much more potential for growth do you see in this sector?
I definitely see a great potential for 3D printing technology being applied, particularly in industrial sectors. But I think as far as consumer applications of 3D printing technologies, we still have a long way to go.
Now, it's interesting because a lot of the research that we see says it'll be really commercial 3D printing that's going to make up the bulk of the investment. But what about consumers? What's your outlook for consumer use of 3D printing?
I see potential, but more longer term, I would say. So if the 3D printing technologies for consumers can be sophisticated to the extent that they can just do it at home, and that will bring a lot of convenience to consumers, right, on a daily basis. But at the same time, there's also a lot of like regulatory issues that need to be taken care of, not just technology issues, technology challenges, but also regulatory challenges. For example, like gun control, if you want to print out like, toys, there could be IP licensing issue. And if you want to print out like medical products, there could be, like safety issue. And if you want to print out items that come into contact with food, there's a safety issue as well for kids or for ordinary people.
So what do we know about how regulators are keeping up with the pace of innovation we're seeing, given that things like 3D guns are now coming into the fray?
I think the regulatory bodies have a long way to go. They need to figure out what's happening in the industry with the technologies before they can think about it, right? What rules and regulations they need to come up with to deal with that. But I think the technology, especially for consumers, is still not there yet. A lot of the 3D printing technology being applied at home is still for hobbyists, not for ordinary users.
So dreams of people being able to just kind of 3D print a house or a pair of shoes if they're running late, how far are we off from that?
I would say, probably not that far off, actually. Things could be, technology could be developing very fast, right? So before you realize it, it's there. So I would say, I'm looking at like 5 to 10 years time horizon.
And in terms of long-term goals for these companies, what is it that they're hoping to achieve?
You mean for the companies
yes.
who want to, pretty much, the companies who want to leverage 3D printing technology, they just want to lessen the cost of doing things, right? Lessen the cost of transportation, lessen the cost of design. And also, to bring convenience, right, to their production, to their manufacturing. Just to basically, to save money and also to increase production more quickly, so to speak. So it's all, about how to make more money more quickly and also at the same time reduce costs significantly.
Some things never change. I'm sure everyone wants to make some money quickly.
Right, exactly.
Thank you so much. Tao Zhang, the director of Dao Ventures.